Salut, salut les amis, or should I say... Today we are looking at IR verbs that want to be something else. No, not pigs. They want to be regular ER verbs in the present tense. So here we are meeting the IR verbs that want to be regular ER verbs in the present tense. The wonderful thing is we can do the taking off the ending thing to create the right sound. Oui, super! Of course, we need to add on ONS for nous and EZ for vous. Let's start with ouvrir, to open. So how would you say, I open? J'ouvre, tu ouvres, il, elle, on ouvre. Nous ouvrons, vous ouvrez, il ou elles ouvre. Ouvrir, to open, is an IR verb that wants to be conjugated like a regular ER verb in the present tense. So our endings are just the same as our regular ER verb endings for the present tense. E, ESE, ONS, EZ, ENT. So I open is j'ouvre. Tu ouvres, ES. Il, elle, on ouvre, just with an E. Nous ouvrons, ONS, vous ouvrez, EZ, and ils, elles ouvrent, ENT. So to open is ouvrir. How would you say, each time that I open my mouth, you ignore me, addressing tu? Each time is chaque fois, but quite often the French will add in an a in the beginning. À chaque fois que j'ouvre la bouche, tu m'ignores. You can say ma bouche, but often with body parts they will just say the. Using tu. Don't open the door. N'ouvre pas la porte. So with a command, with tu, with these ER endings, we drop the S in a positive command. Sounds the same anyway. They don't open before 6 p.m. Il ou elle n'ouvre pas avant 18 heures. To half open is entrouvrir. Let's conjugate it. J'entrouvre, tu entrouvres. Il, elle, on entrouvre. Nous entrouvons, vous entrouvez. Ils, elles entrouvrent. Of course, we have these regular ER endings. E, ESE, ONS, EZ, ENT. To half open is entrouvrir. She's half opening her eyes. Elle entrouvre les yeux. Again, here we've used the eyes. Don't worry, if you say ses yeux, you will be understood. And that is the main thing, no? Half open the door using vous. Entrouvre la porte. And then we can have a little peek. Why don't we half open the window? It's so hot in here. Pourquoi on n'entrouvre pas la fenêtre? Il fait si chaud ici. Il fait si chaud là. Okay, when you're saying the temperature is hot, you use faire chaud. Okay, if you're feeling hot, you have to say avoir chaud, j'ai chaud. Pourquoi nous n'entrouvons pas la fenêtre? Il fait si chaud ici. Il fait si chaud là. Couvrir is another confused verb. It means to cover. Je couvre, tu couvres, il, elle, on couvre, nous couvrons, vous couvrez, il, elle couvre, with our ER endings. To cover is couvrir. Using to. Cover that dish with a tea towel. There's a lot of flies. So tea towel is torchon. Masculine, torchon. Couvre ce plat avec un torchon. Il y a beaucoup de mouches. Cover your left eye using vous. Couvrez l'œil gauche. Using nous. And addressing vous, we cover all of your expenses. Expenses are frais, les frais. Nous couvrons tous vos frais. Recouvrir. It means to cover again or to cover completely. The snow is completely covering the ground. La neige recouvre, you could say complètement, but you don't need to, le sol. The ground, le sol. If you want to put something on the ground, par terre. My mother is recovering this old armchair. Ma mère recouvre ce vieux fauteuil. Using vous. Do you have shoes that cover your toes? There are two options for the word toe. You can either say finger of the foot, I know, or orteil. Doigt de pied or orteil, they're both masculine. Vous avez des chaussures qui recouvrent les doigts de pied or les orteils? Découvrir. To discover or to find out. Chip, 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 what's in here? If I find out that you're lying, using tu. Si je découvre que tu mens. The baby's discovering its toes. Le bébé découvre ses doigts de pied or ses orteils. So I've opted here for ses, so it's not just discovering anybody else's toes, his own toes. Yes, I know it's confusing. It's not something to worry about though. There are bigger French fish to fry. Using vous. Are you finding out the truth? Vous découvrez la vérité. So our first bunch of IR verbs that want to be ER verbs in the present tense. To open is ouvrir. To half open, entrouvrir. To cover, couvrir. To cover again, cover completely, recouvrir. To discover or to find out, découvrir. Offrir is another one of our confused IR verbs. It means to offer, but it's also used an awful lot, and I mean an awful lot, to say to buy something for. Allez, je vous offre un verre. So un verre in this scenario means like a drink. Go on, I'll buy you a drink. What about this one? What do you think it means? C'est moi qui offre. One of the nearest equivalents, I think, is saying, go on, it's on me. I wonder if they're offering a reward. A reward is une récompense. Je me demande, I wonder is I ask myself, je me demande s'il, you cannot say celle, it has to be si space elle, si elle offre une récompense. Don't ask me why, it just is. The noun an offer is offre, une offre. Souffrir de. To suffer from or to be in pain. No golf today, I'm in pain. Bad golf aujourd'hui, je souffre. They're suffering from a serious disease. Il ou elle souffre d'une maladie grave or d'une maladie sérieuse. He's been in pain from it for 2 years. In this sense, they would use since for the word for. Il en souffre depuis 2 ans. Did you get your en in there? The en, donkey backside. Because en means lots of things, doesn't it? It means from it, of it, from them, some of it. And in English, notice, it's in the past. He has been in pain from it. But in French, their thinking is we're going to use the present tense because he's still in pain. New verb, cueillir. Cueillir. It means to pick, like to pick a flower or to pick fruit from a tree. If you want to know what pick your nose in, you can't use cueillir. They have a special verb to clean out, which is curer. So to clean out your nose, curer le nez. I'm picking blackberries this afternoon. Blackberry is mûr. Mûr as an adjective means ripe. Je cueille des mûres cet après-midi. Using nous, we're picking some later. Donkey backside. En. Nous en cueillons plus tard. Remember, en goes before the verb, the relevant verb. Using vous, pick those flowers whilst they're still beautiful. Cueillez ces fleurs pendant qu'elles sont toujours encore belles. Recueillir means to gather, to collect. We have our basket for collection. They gather and offer the information available. Il ou elle recueille et offre l'information disponible. Available, handy word. Do you have a room available? Une chambre disponible? Using nous, we don't collect personal data. Data is plural in French, it's les données, the givens. Nous ne recueillons pas des données personnelles. He's collecting funds for the tigers in Asia. Funds are fonds, les fonds. Tigers, tigres. Asia, a lot of countries that end in A in English become an E. And remember, most countries do end in E in French. Il recueille des fonds pour les tigres en Asie. So India is Inde, Africa is Afrique, Australia, l'Australie. Accueillir. So we've had cueillir, recueillir, accueillir. We have this welcoming looking guy here. Well, accueillir means to welcome or to accommodate or to take in, like to host. How would you say I'm taking in or I'm hosting a French student for 3 months? J'accueille un étudiant français, if it's a man, or une étudiante française, if it's a woman, pendant 3 mois. How many people do you accommodate here? Addressing vous. Combien de personnes vous accueillez ici? Vous accueillez là. Using nous, we welcome today 3 special guests. Nous accueillons aujourd'hui 3 invités spéciaux. So special is spécial when it's masculine plural, spéciaux, feminine, spécial for both singular and plural. The noun accueil is masculine, means reception. Adressez-vous à l'accueil, go to the reception. Or, j'ai reçu un accueil chaleureux. I received a warm welcome. More IR verbs that want to be ER verbs. To offer or buy for. Offrir. To suffer from, be in pain. Souffrir. To pick, as in pick flowers, pick fruit. Cueillir. To gather, collect. Recueillir. To welcome, accommodate, take in, host. Accueillir. Now for miscellaneous irregular IR verbs. First of all, we're going to look at valoir. Valoir, think value. What is the value? Means to be worth, sometimes worthy. And it's conjugated a bit like vouloir and pouvoir. Let's have a look. Je vaux, tu vaux, il, elle, on vaut. So we've got this VAU thing going on here, XXT. Now we go back to the spelling of the infinitive, VAL. Nous valons, vous valez, il, elle, valent. So what is to be worth? Think value, valoir. I want to know what I'm worth. Je veux savoir ce que je vaux. What? When it's not a question, ce que. I'm not worth a great deal. Je ne vaux pas grand-chose. Using tu. You're worth more than that. Tu vaux plus que ça. This house is worth nothing. Cette maison ne vaut rien. It's not worth a great deal. Ça ne vaut pas grand-chose. That's what you're worth to me, they would say for me. We're addressing vous. C'est ce que vous valez pour moi. Using nous. We're worth as much as them. Nous valons autant que or autant qu'elle. So as much as is our drumming, African drumming beat. Autant que, autant que, autant que. Autant que, autant que, autant que. As much as, much as much as. Autant que, autant que, autant que. It's not worth the trouble or the bother, which in French is la peine, like the pain. Ça ne vaut pas la peine. Very common expression. Very common. As in, there's no point doing it. It's not worth the bother. Ça ne vaut pas la peine. We learnt last time, ça ne sert à rien de pleurer. As in, there's no point in crying. You could use it here. Ça ne vaut pas la peine pleurer. Using tu. You're not worth the trouble. Tu ne vaux pas la peine. It's not worth a penny. Of course, they would say un centime. Ça ne vaut pas un centime. Mourir de is our next miscellaneous verb. Means to die from or to die of. Conjugation. Je meurs. So it goes from mourir to EU. Je meurs. Tu meurs. Il, elle, on meurt. Nous, back to the spelling of the infinitive. Nous mourons. Vous mourrez. And here we have our EU again. Il, elle, meurt. So the first three and the last one sound the same. Meurt, 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 meurt. And then it's nous mourons, vous mourrez. The fly is dying. La mouche meurt. The flies are dying. Les mouches meurent. Les mouches meurent. I'm dying of hunger. Je meurs de faim. Faim, it's pronounced faim. I'm dying of thirst. Je meurs de soif. To be dying to do something is mourir d'envie de faire quelque chose. He's dying to meet you, addressing tu. Il meurt d'envie de te rencontrer. They're dying to see you, using vous. Il ou elle meurt d'envie de vous voir, using nous. We're dying to go there. Nous mourons d'envie d'y aller. Recevoir, to receive. To get we use a lot in English rather than receive, and also to welcome. Je reçois, tu reçois. We have our little cedilla to keep that C soft. Il, elle, on reçoit, this time with a T. Back to the spelling of the infinitive. Nous recevons, vous recevez. Now we have this OI thing again. Ils, elles reçoivent. Reçoit, reçoit, reçoit. Recevons, recevez, reçoivent. I welcome French students every year. You could say each year. Je reçois, you could equally use j'accueille, des étudiants français chaque année. Using vous, do you still receive some? Oh! Vous en recevez toujours? Vous en recevez encore? Spam is le spam. Using tu, are you still receiving a lot of spam? Tu reçois encore ou toujours beaucoup de spam? The Canadians are trying to keep French still French, so they have a different word for spam. The word they use for email is courriel. So the word for spam is a mixture of bin, poubelle, and courriel. They call it le pourriel. Put it in the bin, pourriel. I think that's a good word. Using nous, yes, we're still receiving a lot. Oh, a lot of them, of them is en. Oui, nous en recevons encore ou toujours beaucoup. Who knows how many offers they get? Qui sait combien d'offres il ou elle reçoivent? Apercevoir. Apercevoir. We have here a spy and an eyeball. It means to see, as in to make out, or to spot, or to spy. I spy with my little eye, or to catch sight of. How would you say, addressing to? Excuse me, I see an old friend. Excuse-moi, j'aperçois un vieil ami if it's a man, or une vieille amie if it's a woman. So vieille for the masculine because ami starts with a vowel. Otherwise it would be vieux. Using vous. If you catch sight of him, call me straight away. Si vous l'apercevez, appelez-moi tout de suite. As soon as they spot them, they leave. We're using the feminine they. Dès qu'elles les aperçoivent, elles partent. Another way of saying they leave is elles s'en vont. Remember s'en aller? Used a lot. Our 4 miscellaneous irregular IR verbs were to be worth, the value, valoir, to die, mourir de, to receive, to get, to welcome, recevoir, to see, make out, spot, spy, catch sight of, apercevoir. To apercevoir means to see, spot, spy, etc. A lot of verbs in French can be made into pronominal verbs, things that one does to oneself. It happens quite a lot, not with all verbs, but with quite a lot of them. And here's one of them. You can say s'apercevoir de, and it changes the meaning. It would mean to notice or to realise or just occurred to me. Par exemple, je m'aperçois que tu dois t'en aller, mais je veux juste te dire quelque chose d'autre. What does that mean? I realise that you have to leave, but I just want to tell you something else. S'offrir. So we've had offrir, to offer, but s'offrir means to offer or to buy for oneself. How would you say then, I'm buying myself a brand new car? Je m'offre une voiture toute neuve. You can just say neuve, but they like to add a bit of extra emphasis with toute neuve. S'ouvrir, to open oneself. It's a bit strange, but it is used. Even for a door. I know doors can't open themselves, but you will see it in books. The door opens and she comes in. La porte s'ouvre et elle entre. S'entrouvrir, to half open oneself. The door half opens and they come back into the room. La porte s'entrouvre et il ou elle rentre, to come back, rentre dans la salle. Salle is the room if it's quite big, like la salle de classe, the classroom. You have, of course, in the house, la salle de bain, la salle à manger. But usually the rooms in the house are referred to as les pièces. Les pièces. Okay, so how many rooms has that house? C'est une maison à 6 pièces with 6 rooms. Se couvrir, to cover oneself. Je me couvre bien en hiver. I wrap up in winter. I cover myself well in winter. Se découvrir, to discover or undress oneself, mostly undress. Something my mother says to me every April. En avril, ne te découvre pas d'un fil. See, avril, fil rhymes. Fil means thread. So in April, don't remove a thread, as in a thread of clothing, because you may think it's spring, but it's still cold. Et voilà les amis, we have covered those funny, quirky IR verbs that want to be ER verbs in the present tense, 4 miscellaneous verbs, and looked a little at how a lot of verbs can be made into pronominal verbs. Merci beaucoup, à la prochaine fois.